everybody, welcome to another edition of Jeep 411. We had an awesome time today. Stay tuned to find out what we did and how much we liked some changes we made to the Project JL. We've had an interesting week between getting the RockJock suspension and AntiRock Sway Bars installed at RockJockbyJohnCurrie, having John work on the Jeep himself along with us, and then doing some test driving even on the street. It was pretty interesting. Plus, we've got Bilstein's latest shock absorber, the B8 8100 bypass shocks, which have had good reviews so far. Today we found out what they're like for ourselves. What'd you think?
I thought they were awesome. It's hard to describe, but the rebound on it made it a more controllable Jeep. You know, I'm used to Jeeps that are rocking and rolling all the time. This is more like my old dune buggy days, where I could actually have a lot of fun driving down the road. So yeah, they get an A+ in my book.
One of the things, right after you drove it the first time, I stopped and asked you what your first impression was. My first impression was it really inspires speed. It makes it real easy to go fast on the bumpy sections, especially I was really shocked over some of the rolling dips and humps that we went over on 202. Perfect control, really smooth, no stuff flying up in the air in the back of the Jeep. It was really good control. I was really pleased with that.
You mean like mine?
Yeah, like
where
yours.
I lost sight of you in my rearview mirror because all of my contents were...
Yeah. That's
up
exactly,
at the roof.
That's exactly the time. So one of the things that I think is important to understand is we've got the RockJock 4-inch lift. It's a short arm lift. It's their standard off-the-shelf package. But that combined with those Bilstein B8 8100s, it's just really, really impressive. I can't say enough good about them. And we haven't even tried tuning them yet. When John Currie took this out, he's got some bumps near the RockJock shop that he goes through to kind of get a feel for them, and made one adjustment on the shocks, and they work pretty good out there. Well, to be honest with you, if I never made a change to these, I'd be happy with them, but I know we've got a lot of adjustment, a lot of stuff to play with. I think it's going to be pretty fun figuring out what these shocks can actually do with this suspension system.
Right, and today was mostly just testing them out higher speed on a forest road.
Well, except for those big ruts and hill climbs we did.
That's true. Yeah, actually coming down that one descent where the big hole is from all the trucks trying to make it up, it did not dive into the hole. So it made a big difference. But it'll be interesting to see what it does rock crawling. So today's performance was absolutely fantastic, though.
Yeah, and we'll do some rock crawling. And I want to remind everybody, you know, Bill mentioned, well, we don't have lockers. Actually, we do have lockers, but they're in a box. The zip lockers are in boxes at Currie, waiting to go into the Currie Extreme 60 axles, which hopefully we'll have in a couple of weeks. That and some skid plates, we can tackle some really interesting trails and really see what these do in the rocks. With a little bit of rock crawling we just did, one thing I noticed is you can carry, I mean, it might only be a mile an hour more speed, but when you're only going an extra mile an hour is definitely an advantage. Carry a little bit more speed and feel like you're in perfect control because the suspension is reacting actually exactly the way you would hope it would react. It's really pleasant, really nice to drive.
It was. It wasn't, oh my gosh, what am I braking, or am I going to be able to control it back out of this turn? Significant difference. Obviously, I don't have the suspension on my JK that you have on this, but I think the big part is just the dampening, and I'm really impressed with these shocks.
Yeah, the dampening is great. But also, with the AntiRock Sway Bars and the RockJock suspension, we're getting phenomenal articulation. When we tested, the last suspension we tested was the Superlift with the King 2.0 shocks, which we really liked the shocks. I thought the springs were a little too stiff. Bill liked them that way. But I'm shocked at the difference. That's a $2,000 package we've got a $4,000 package along with, including the AntiRock Sway Bars. We've also got $4,400 worth of shock absorbers on this now. And I would have never dreamed that they'd make that big of a difference, but they really make a huge difference. And it's not to put down the more budget-oriented suspension, because it worked great, but this is just at a whole nother level. And John has so much experience, and he's won so many rock crawling races and championships. He really knows his stuff, and he's got a great team working for him. Pretty cool.
It was, and it was awesome working with John. I learned a lot on how to set up suspensions properly, and then we did a little tuning on the shocks just on the street. So it was really fun to just sort of tag along and learn.
Yeah, first of all, John's really knowledgeable. We had a chance to sit down with John. We've already posted a couple segments of that interview. Coming up, we're going to talk about the AntiRock Sway Bars, and most important, John's going to tell us how he goes about aligning the suspension, which is a really interesting and very logical way to do it. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up in a video very soon. Anything else, Bill?
No.
Let's go wheel.
Yeah, you get to drive it back, though.
Well,
I need to stay out of it.
well, I maybe do too, because I'll tell you, it really makes you very comfortable going faster than you probably should on these roads. Having said that, the speed limit is 55 miles an hour.
Having said that, we were just under that.
Yeah, just under that.
Well, and I did want to mention that there's a significant difference in mile per hour in your JL compared to my JK in the way it's set up. And again, that could be just dampening, but I'm doing 30 and you're doing 45. I'm moving luggage in the back and you're just cruising right over
along.
it.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
It is amazing, the absolute difference there is.
And we're doing that without lockers, with the stock sport axles and gears. So as soon as we get those Currie 60 Extreme axles in there, yeah, we can play a little bit more, along with the Rock Hard 4x4 full aluminum skid plates and the PSC power steering. Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll see what the difference the 60s make, because you have a little bit more unsprung weight.
Yep.
And then when you throw 40s on there, that'll make a difference as well. So we'll just have to, we'll have to drive and test.
Yeah. Hey,
what a drag.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it, though.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel, like, make comments, and share this with your friends. Frankly, we're just having way too much fun with this. I can't wait to make more changes and get out again. So thanks again for watching.
Sure. Give us your comments and questions.
Happy to answer 'em.
Take care.